How's it going? Can you all hear me? Good. That's real good. You scared? You looked a little scared just now. Don't be scared of me. Be scared of your damn self. Something I just learned pretty recently, actually, about myself. I love motivating people to do better in their own lives. Right? The reason why I love doing that is because it actually helps me out. 90% of the time when I'm talking to you, I'm absolutely 100% talking to myself. I will give people the advice that I will give myself. The advice that I think will work on me. So, in saying that, let me ask you a question. Why did you get out of bed this morning? Why did you go to work? Did you hate everything you did today? When you got done, when you got home from work, when you woke up, you went to work, you did everything you didn't want to do all day long. When you came back home from work, what did you do? You did the one thing that you thought you wanted to do, right? And what happens? What happens at the end of that? Every single damn night. I'm going to just lay it out to you flat, the way I know it works. Okay? You get home from work after a long, hard day's work. We all go through it. It's nothing new. We all do it, right? You get home from work. First thing you want to do, you're going to do you, right? So you're either going to eat, you're going to lay down on the couch, you're going to watch some TV. You might take a shower if everyone in the house is lucky, right? That makes you feel I'm in control here. And you're in control for what? I don't know about some of you guys, but I work for 10 hours a day at least. That's on a normal day. Okay? So, at the end of that day, how much time do you have to give to yourself? Okay? And how much of that time do you squander every single evening? Not doing a damn thing to benefit yourself or anybody else around you, any of the people who love you, any of the people who need you, because you want to be comfortable for those measly, whatever it might be, 5 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever. And you take all that free time that you could be investing into yourself to change the other 20 hours of your life that are just complete misery. You're taking that little bit of time, and you are absolutely choosing to waste it. Yeah, when you're spending that time on yourself, whatever time you think you're spending on you, sitting in front of the TV, relaxing with your feet up, you're wasting all of that damn time. You haven't gained anything. You're actually setting yourself back further in your own life. Your useless, miserable, pathetic, worthless life. Somebody's got to tell you this straight to your face. Why did you wake up this morning? Why didn't you just stay in bed? You haven't done anything to benefit yourself, have you? You literally go to work. You earn your little paycheck. The paycheck that does what? Allows you to go back to work. It allows you just enough life support to get your butt back to work. That's all. That's all your life is doing for you right now. It is allowing you the privilege going back to work. Somewhere that you don't like. Why are you still there? Why do you wake up and do it over and over and over again? When do you learn to change? When do you learn to make one decision? What is that one decision? It's a simple word, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very simple word. That decision rests in one word. No. Okay? All you've got to do is say no. I'm not going to do this anymore. No. I'm not going to sit down. I'm not going to watch TV at the end of the day. I'm going to do something productive with my life. Something that's going to push my life forward into a positive direction. Say no. I'm not going to eat that fast food meal at the end of the day. Now, I can speak to you guys this way. Why? Just like I said at the beginning of this. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking directly to myself. And I couldn't be more alone right now and talking to myself than ever before. Because right now I'm in the basement of my home. I'm standing in front of a camera. No one is listening to this. No one. So why am I here? It is 9 o'clock at night. It's late at night right now. Why am I here after a long, hard day's worth of work? Why am I standing here choosing to do something that I gotta be honest is not comfortable at all for me to do? I did not want to do this tonight. But I give a damn. I care. And I'm willing to say no. I'm not going to sit on the couch, relax, and kick my feet up. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put in some work for something that I think is going to benefit me in the long run. And hopefully you too. Gotta say no. You just have to say no. You have to man up. You have to woman up. You have to human up. You have to be better. You cannot continue to do the exact same thing that you are doing right now and expect success and results to come your way. You will fail like you have failed up to this point. Absolutely 100% you will fail. And you know what the funny thing about failing is? Do you know what the funny thing about being a failure is? When you are a failure, 90% of the time, you don't even admit that you are a failure. And in doing so, you are failing at even being a failure. Until you can admit that you are a failure, you are in fact a failure. Until you can admit that to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to anybody who will listen, until you can admit that, stare yourself in the mirror. Say, I've failed. Every single day I've failed. Stick your chest out and admit that. Then, and only then, can you stop failing at being a failure? How much of a failure do you have to be to fail at being a failure? Because you cannot even admit that you are a failure. That is you failing at being a failure. Once you admit that to yourself, to the people around you, you can slowly but surely you will move out of that phase of nothing but failure, and you're going to start climbing that mountain to the top where success is waiting for you. And I got to tell you, you know deep down inside of your heart, you know what you have to do. You know what's at the top of that hill. You've seen it. It makes you depressed at the end of the night. And yet still you continue to fail at even being the failure that you are. When are you going to stop? When are you going to say no? There's a movie. There's a movie that Jim Carrey, I believe, did. It's the Yes movie, where he says yes to everything in this movie, right? You need to turn things around. You need to say no. Why do you need to say no? Because look around you. Everybody says, say yes to this. Say yes to positivity. Say yes to this, right? I'm telling you to say no. You say no to all of it. Because why? All of it that we're discussing right now is the life that you are currently living. And that life is doing nothing for you. Absolutely nothing. But bringing you further down and dragging you through a life that you hate. So you need to start saying no to everything that you think right now is making you comfortable. Because those things that are making you comfortable are killing you and killing your success. Slowly but surely, you go to any retirement home, you ask those people. My God, you ask those people. Wouldn't you love to have a choice? To go back and be able to choose a different path? Sure, there's going to be some of them in there that are still failing at being failures, and they're going to tell you, no, I would never change a damn thing about my life. That's pride. That is not success. No, every single human being on this planet has made decisions, made choices that eventually ended up in disaster and failure, and they wish they could go back and change that. And if you stare at yourself in the mirror, if you stare back at me in this video, and you say, I've never done that, I've never experienced failure, then I tell you this, either one of two things are going on. Either you are a liar, an absolute liar, and you are failing at being a failure, or you haven't lived a long enough life, and success and failure has not found you yet. Pain has not found you yet. Weakness has not found you yet. But listen to me and mark my words. Pain, weakness, failure possibly success, they all will find you. They'll seek you out, and they will find you. And when they find you, they will either bring you up or they will bring you down. There is no middle ground. You are either high or you're low. You don't fly straight through life. And one thing that I know from a good friend of mine, watching him go through his life, living life at 100% is a scary thing to do, people. But it's a risk. Few people can go through life at 100%. I watch everybody fail. I've watched many of my friends fail at trying to go through life at 100%. Let me tell you this, okay? One of the greatest things of being successful is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. And a weakness that most of us human beings have is that we cannot go through life at 100%. So what does that say? That says you need to, yes, shoot for the stars. Shoot for the highest thing you can shoot for. That's going to be you going at 100%. But, no. Be man enough. Be woman enough. Be human enough to know when you need to slow down, take a step back, rethink, reflect, refocus. Get your life back on track, and then you jump back on that train that's going 100 miles an hour down the tracks. You get back on that horse. You understand? Don't fail at being a failure. That is the greatest failure that you can ever possibly achieve in life. And by not admitting that you are failing, and by not changing your failures and moving on and actually actively seeking a better way, you will never be a success. Now, I wanted to do a completely different video tonight, but for whatever reason I decided to come down here and try to be something motivational and positive in someone else's life. Okay? Now, like I've said throughout this entire video, whenever I'm speaking to you, 90% of the time, almost 100% of the time, I'm looking directly at myself and I'm talking to myself. So the message you get out of this is exactly the same message I tell myself day in and day out. Hopefully, you'll get up. And if this is what it takes, you get off of this video, you close this video right now, and you go and you do something about your life. You change, and say no to what you are doing right now, because everything you are doing right now is causing you to fail. And it's causing you to fail in a way that you don't even realize you're failing. You think that little 5 hours you have of the day to yourself is you being successful. You think that's you in control. That is not you in control. That is you very deceived, very confused, very lost. I want you to change that. I want to help you do that. Okay? There's millions of ways you can do it. Look deep inside yourself and figure it out. It's in there. You know the answer. You know what you have to do. You are just too lazy and you are too much of a failure to see it. I'm here to help you. And I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. Remember that. I'm not going to lie to you about this stuff. I will tell you the truth. Focus. Your life depends on it. And remember, I'm not afraid to come down here. I'm not afraid to do this. I'm not afraid to talk to you like this. I'm not afraid because I have finished the process of letting myself know I'm a failure too. You understand that? I finished that process. I'm already a step past where you're at right now. You better catch up. Because let me tell you this, 50, 60, 40, 20 years from now, when you are sitting in that retirement home with those old folks and you don't have a choice anymore, and when you go to bed, when you wake up, when you eat, when you sleep, when you don't have a choice, the only thing that's going to continuously run through your head is, my God, why did I not make the choice, the proper choices, when I had the time? Time goes like that. Maybe that's the one thing those people in the retirement home will admit to you. Time goes just like that. Gone. Blink of an eye. Look at you right now. How old are you right now? How old are you right now? How fast did that time fly for you? Look at you. Tomorrow you can make a choice. The day after that, you can make a choice. At some point, those choices, that's not an infinite number of choices. That's going to run out on you. Decide right now so that later on you won't regret the choices that you didn't even make right now. It's not even about the bad choices that you might be making. It's about the choices that you are not even attempting to make. Do that, and you might be successful in life. Do not be afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm here to tell you that. Wake up. Don't be a failure anymore. We have too many failures already. We need some more successful people in this world. That's all I have for you. Now, go out and do something with your life.